Hey.
Man, I see you haven't gotten anything unloaded.
Nope. Figured we just, allow everyone to drive by and check out these outdoor units. So, hey, we still got the Ghoul. This thing's going back tomorrow. But today, we've got some new and exciting products to go on both of our X3s. So, I know for me, mine is based out of safety because, I'm a big safety guy now after getting injured in this thing. So, I'm all about the safety, guys. So, if you have seen Can-Am X3s, if you've seen any Facebook pages, you've all seen pictures of sticks, logs, torpedoes, bad things going through this plastic inner fender of your X3 and nearly impaling the driver and or passenger. So that's a big problem. If you guys remember, I just replaced these a couple months ago, and this product that I've got would have prevented that. So I'm gonna go grab it real quick and then show you guys. This is brand new stuff from CA Technologies. Not even brand used. The X3 we're treating that thing. What is that? Is that water?
Who knows? It's your X3.
Gosh, I hope it's water. Anyways, guys, so these are the CA Technologies inner fender guards for the X3. I've thought that getting these would be a good idea for a while now, and they just came out with their version, so pretty happy I waited. Let's unbox these, unwrap them as usual, guys. Packaging from these guys on point. Safety in mind with the packaging, safety in mind with the product. How do you beat that?
Don't scratch that powder coat.
I only use dull blades around here because I'm a Alright guys, here these things are. These things are made out of 14 gauge steel, TIG welded, laser cut. Very nice piece. So as you can see, I do have aftermarket factory UTV skid plate on this. So we've already gotten rid of the factory rivets, so we'll have to drop the skid plate down a little bit to get this to sandwich in between the skid plate and the frame of the vehicle. So think of a little fender guard sandwich, skid plate, fender guard, frame. Pretty good. Now I'm getting hungry. But this should be no big deal, so I'll show you guys some tips and tricks that I've already shown you on a previous video, but I'll re-show you on this video for some equipment that will help aid in the installation of these. So I don't think this will be a big deal. Should go on pretty quick with how we've got it set up. Gonna look nice in there. Very clean, as always, from the CA Technologies guys. I already got dirt all over it from the tire, but that's to be expected. They have these things available in basically all the factory colors too. So I obviously Rex 3 is all blacked out and stuff, but they've got the blues, they've got the manta greens, they've got all that stuff. So these are going to be very helpful. They're honestly, I thought they'd be heavier, but doesn't add much weight to the machine, which I like trying to keep this thing as light as possible. Even though I've added a bunch of heavy things to it, but it's just how it is. So very nice pieces. Excited to get these on. We've also got some new stuff for your machine. Let's go take a look at that. And I got to see if I can find it because it wasn't by these where I thought it would be. Well, guys, you saw when we were in Oklahoma that Kyle's machine got some suspension changes made to it. And by suspension changes, basically completely screwed up for drag racing. In terms of a setup that'd be good for driving anywhere besides the drag strip. So he needs to adjust the springs on this, get the ride height set, all that happy stuff. But figured while we're here, while we're tweaking some stuff with the shocks, it's a great time to put on front and rear limit straps. So these are the rears. The CA Technologies limit straps, I've always liked these. So they have this integrated bungee that just keeps everything tight with the straps. That's very cool. These are the rears, like I said. So basically all you need for these is the longer bolts for the install. No big deal there. The front comes with this extremely nice plate that's going to replace the, can't really see it, but shock bolts go through up here. So I think it's super clean how the upper strap mount is just going to integrate into there, so you don't have some hokey bolts sticking out. Looks very good. I've got the same plate on mine. I don't have limit straps. Again, Kyle getting all the nice stuff. Shocker, but yeah, this should be a good install. So we got to get these units unloaded, and maybe we'll pull mine in first. Maybe I'll drive the Ghoul to McDonald's and then work on Kyle's. I don't know yet, guys.
That's a cold ride. It's like 60, 55 degrees here.
It's not the warmest, and it's windy. Obviously, it's windy because we're filming a video, but it's a good day to put some nice parts on some pretty nice machines. So let's get this unit unloaded and get inside. Oh my gosh, we just went to this Mexican restaurant, ate way too much.
Way too much.
So not feeling best, but we're gonna frickin' conquer and overcome. So got the Rex 3 here, and as I said before, guys, I've replaced these inner plastics on mine because they've gotten damaged. And as you can see, the CA Technologies piece provides complete and total protection for that whole area. So mine was cracked down here, hit something crazy, it just blew out. Had I had these, wouldn't have needed that. So I would advise you to buy these immediately. So number one, you're safe. That's the most important thing. And number two, so you don't damage your plastics and have to change them because you're OCD and like your machine to look halfway nice, but then you run into a ditch and you scratch the whole side of the machine up, and then you roll it on the side. But anyways, that's besides the point, guys. So let's take a look at Kyle's machine to kind of show you what you would have to do in stock form. Like I said, I've replaced these, so I've already replaced the fasteners or the factory rivets with self-drilling fasteners over on Kyle's machine here, which is a great looking unit. Block X3, how do you go wrong?
I actually thought about wrapping it.
Yeah.
2 rivets and then probably on the bottom.
Yeah,
it comes with a drill bit.
Yeah, it comes with a drill bit to resize all of these. So there's 9 holes on each one. So 7 up here. Or no, sorry, 6 up here. My math's a little off. 3 on the bottom. So these would go into the frame, kind of where the skid plate attaches. This would go over the skid plate on a factory machine. Like I said, that has an aftermarket skid plate on it, so this is going to sandwich between the skid plate and the frame. But you can kind of, we sized it up on Kyle's here, which obviously those fasteners are still in there. That looks good. It's clean.
Yeah, you really can't even tell it's there, basically.
No. So obviously we're fighting the heads of these fasteners over here, so it didn't sit flush, but we're gonna pop those out and get this installed. It shouldn't take too long at all on my machine because, like I said, I don't have any rivets in mine, so it should be pretty straightforward. We'll let you know how long it takes, but it's not gonna be anything crazy
Until you jinx it.
Okay, we'll just show you how it's done then.
Hey, got the wrong size there, bud.
These are T30s. These are T40s. These would be rivets on a factory machine. We already addressed that.
Just
So I'm not sure how many of these skid plate bolts we'll have to take out.
I looked, it almost looks like all the ones up front you just take out. Was there like 4 of them?
I recommend starting with a clean machine, guys. We like to struggle around here, so we passed on that option.
When you kind of push down on that.
Yeah, that might help. I think it'll go quite a bit
If I can get on it. our little persuasion, we got her in.
Yeah, almost. I think it's got to tuck behind that part of the skid plate a little bit more.
Yeah, that aftermarket's factory USA, right? Man, I mess up everybody's name. I am the worst. I might as well be in charge of renaming companies. I even read it, you know? I crawled under to check, look at the bolts.
There we go.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, she's home. She's home. Man, if that plate was dirty, like the rest of your machine, you wouldn't even know it's not factory.
No, everything lines up super good. The integration and the angles is very clean.
You got those T40s out of the top.
Yeah, let's, I think the hardware they give is a little bit longer.
Oh, yeah, we probably should use the actual hardware.
Unless, I drilled it out too big when I use those other fasteners, but we'll see what happens. So you can kind of see the old fastener compared to the new ones that CA gives you, and they're a little bit longer just to make up for the extra thickness of the plate here. So that's super nice. We'll get these things screwed down, and like I said, they give you some standard thread ones like that would have came out of it, and then they give you the self-drilling ones, as these would have been rivets, and then the rivets in the factory skid plate too. So we won't need those ones because we have other fasteners for the skid plate, these deals here, so we won't utilize that. But on a factory machine without aftermarket skid plate, you would use all of this. Yeah, those fit really good.
Literally, if they were dirty like the rest of the machine, you would never know.
Yeah, that is a super clean design.
Or if the machine was just clean.
All right, I get it. All right, okay, I should have washed it. Jeez, cut me some slack.
No, those look super nice.
Would that take us 15 minutes?
If that.
15 minutes.
I mean, if you would have had the tools all from the get-go,
right,
it'd been less than 15 minutes.
I would say probably take on a stock machine, because you got to drill out some rivets, probably take you about the same amount of time. Having to mess with that skid plate and the nerf or the tree kicker and stuff, getting that in there, equivalent time.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So that looks really good. I wish I washed the machine, but like you said, the alternative, just go get the whole thing dirty. So that works too. So we got the other side to do. We'll knock that out, show you guys how it looks, and then move on to Kyle's machine. You know, I'm all about performance and stuff like that, upgrades. Obviously,
Same.
This is a great upgrade for like $250 to keep yourself safe. Went on, I mean, literally half-hour job.
Yeah,
Literal half-hour job.
I had this on with your help. Like, I took all the bolts out and put them in instead of you did the other side. It took us, like, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, right on. I mean, we didn't have to drill rivets, but still, I mean, it'd been easier without the skid plate and tree kickers here. So, those are nice.
Literally lined up perfectly. Like, you know how it is when you got to freaking hog stuff out.
Oh,
like,
my gosh. And then you're making holes bigger, and then you strip stuff out, and you're having a bad day. These
bolted
none of
right
that.
on.
They was like they were factory.
Yeah.
Actually, they fit better than factory. I don't know if you ever worked on them side by side, but these fit better than they came from the factory.
Yeah. Great stuff. Well, let's get this turd bucket out of the way. We'll get yours and put those limit straps on.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, guys. We're moving on to Kyle's machine. So we're putting limit straps on this thing. So we've got LCA's limit strap kit. Also have a bulkhead gusset kit for this thing. We're not going to throw that on just yet. That's going to be another day. But to get this limit strap kit on, we're going to have to take the front clip off the X3, which is super easy. I think there's probably 10 fasteners, maybe 12 we got to take off to get that whole front clip off. So start over here. We got a screw there. We've got one there. We got a couple under here, T30s. We've got one that holds the headlight on. Pop the hood off.
Oh, she's on there.
Yeah, geez, did you glue that on?
No. Maybe this just stays. Oh, Jesus. Pull some rubber with it.
Oh, looks like yours has the fastener delete kit already installed on it. That's cool. That makes it even easier. We got a couple down there, and then same thing on the other side. So we'll have this off in about 2 minutes. I'm so glad I got Tums here. Freaking heartburn is killing me. Oh, here's that wrench we need. Yeah, there you go. Nice work. Look at that. So now what we got to do is got to loosen up the radiator, these two fasteners down here, get that out of the way so we can get our support piece for the, you all right?
Yeah, this looks pretty good done from a rock.
We're in the U.S., dude. We're not in Iraq.
Thank God.
All right, front end's off. That's super easy job, guys. It might look intimidating, but it's very easy to get it off. So we got to take the shocks off, or the bolts out of the shocks, so we can get rid of this Junko factory plate there. Replace it with a nice new CA Technologies piece. We got to put this plate in. It's just going to slide around our radiator hoses like yonder. We just got to fish it in there, and we're essentially going back together at that point. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on the next step. So smooth sailing there. Where's that top plate? You can kind of see how the integration is. So the like we showed, the limit straps going there, shocks inside there. They give you new hardware for the shocks. This plate integrates, or this fan shroud, I should say, integrates onto that plate as well. So every time I put these in, I always just get like everything hand tight before snugging everything down. So. But I am a big fan of this reinforcement here. It like triangulates this whole area where the shocks mount. I mean, from the factory, there's nothing there. You know, this is actual double shear now, so it's definitely reinforces all that stuff. So highly recommended for anyone to do this. I might not run straps on mine, but I still have all this gusting to really strengthen the front end of my machine up. So good mod. All right, it's starting to come together. So one very important part is when you're tightening your shocks, do not use an impact. The bushings on these things, specifically the lower ones on the eyelets, are notorious for breaking due to being over torqued. So always just tighten them up by hand. Obviously, it takes a little bit longer, but changing those bushings out, not a fun job. So take the extra time, tighten these things by hand. But once we get the shocks all tightened up on the top, we'll be able to loosely put our fasteners in for our fan shroud and also our plate back here, and we'll be in good shape. Well, after losing some hardware, we're looking pretty good. Why don't you give that a shake? Oh yeah, you can tell how much stronger that is.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
You know why this job has been going pretty easy? It's because I got flipped shocks, you know.
I don't even want to talk about that. No. All right, moving on.
Favorite mod.
Moving on. So we're going to pop these factory lower shock bolts out.
Oh, look at that. Remember, these are turned all the way down.
Yeah, I've already forgotten about it. So we're going to pop those out. They give you new shock bolts with the spacers, and then we'll go ahead and get them installed. I mean, this is an easy project if you don't lose hardware. If you don't drop stuff and it disappears forever, and then you got to search for new stuff.
Yeah.
All right, it's the next day, and we know how much you guys love different shops, so we just decided to bring Kyle's X3 over to his place and wrap this up here. So just got to throw the rear limit straps on. This is a super easy install. I'm estimating 10 minutes for both sides. Saying that, probably going to be an hour project. Not really, but that's how things go for us. So we'll give you guys a quick overview and throw those things on. So as with everything else from CA Technologies, they give you everything you need to get the stuff installed. So we got our limit straps here. They give you all the hardware to install them, these spacers. So the way these things are going to go on, there's two different length bolts. The longer bolts go on the bottom of the shock, shorter ones to the top. So bolt, some washers, spacer. We'll get that installed up there. Got to take that stock bolt out because it's not long enough, obviously, and you need the spacer to space out the strap so it's not rubbing on anything. Same thing on the lower. No big deal. We'll get this thing jacked up, get those factory bolts out of there, and get this stuff going in. And then this project's done. That's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yes.
Big fan. Big fan.
Right.
We got a big trip coming up this week, too. So
Yeah, going to one of my favorite spots.
Where's that?
Silver Lake. I didn't know if you want to tell people that.
Oh, yeah. We're
going to Silver Lake.
Yep, Silver Lake
Sunday.
trip.
I love the dunes. I wish they were bigger, like Little Sahara, but it's still fun.
You got little Sahara right. You got it right.
I was waiting.
All right, let's get these put on. Yeah, it looks super nice. So we're 5 minutes into this. Super easy install. You can see the spacer up there. Spaces out the strap from the shock. Same thing down there. The angled end goes out on the bottom. And I like these straps. I've had straps before on another machine.
Yeah,
and I've seen other machines too where they have like little tie-down things that go around the coil spring to take up the slack. Yeah. These are just so much nicer with this integrated bungee setup in it.
You're not tying to a spring that could catch something, no. Like,
yeah.
No matter what, it's going to stay somewhat tight there.
Right. Yeah, it's a super clean setup. So the only other thing to keep in mind when you're tightening these things up is you want the suspension unloaded. That's going to help like self-center the mounting points of the strap. So we'll get this jacked back up and do the other side, and we're done. Super easy installing these.
Less than 10 minutes.
Less than 10. Hey, dude, wait till I'm gone. Come on.
Oh, man, these things are nice.
Yeah, those are nice pieces for sure. Easy to install. Basically, no reason to not have them, I feel. So
yeah, and this thing has had a clunk that I've kind of been chasing for like, a year and a half at least.
Yeah, that's super common on X3s.
And I learned more, I guess, within the last half a year to a year of riding it. It's when I leave a jump.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it was those shocks not bottoming out, but like fully extending and hitting. So these are going to prevent that.
Yeah, that's super common on X3s that when the suspension fully unloads, get a little pop bang. So that should be gonzo now. Yeah. But your machine, dude, turn it into a real nice piece of equipment.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
We got some other stuff hopefully in the works for it too. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. But like Kyle said, we're going to be going to, oh, it's the UPS man.
That's Alex. Good guy. Good guy.
We're going to be going to Silver Lake here in a couple days, and then we're going to ride the Badlands after that for a day.
That should be fun.
Yep, going to be super, super exciting. I've been to the Badlands once, but it's for a drag race, so I didn't really get to take advantage of everything they have to offer. So
right. I've never been, so first time.
Yeah, be nice to experience that. All right, guys, we'll be seeing you in a couple days. Big thanks to CA Technologies for getting Kyle hooked up with those limit straps. For me, getting hooked up with those fender guards. Two very nice pieces of equipment for your X3. So if you guys want to get those, get a hold of me, rrutvshop.com. I'm going to run a deal. Buy anything from CA Technologies, get a free shirt or hat from me. So keep that in mind. If you need anything, give me a shout. But other than that, we're having a good time out here, doing a lot of neat stuff and even more neat stuff coming up. So again, appreciate your guys' support in this matter. We'll see you in a couple days.